Hello and welcome to Dice Jesters. My name is Julie.
My name is Dave.
And today Dave will be showing me San Juan. It is the 8th game in our 10x10 challenge. So Dave, what is the purpose of San Juan, or what is the end goal? I don't know.
Yeah, in San Juan, it's a tableau building game, so you're playing cards in front of you,
Okay.
and you're building up to 12 cards, and you're trying to get the most points, and the cards themselves are worth points at the end of the game. There are also cards that give you additional points for tucking cards underneath them, and then end game scoring points for meeting certain objectives. So,
And what is
a few ways to
tableau building mean?
Tableau building is when you take cards from your hand,
Okay.
you place them in front of you permanently for the rest of the game, and they provide some kind of ongoing benefit or ability or end game scoring.
And is this our first tableau building game?
Yes.
Okay. That's probably why I'm unsure what that is.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. Some of these terms I'm just so used to using, I have to remember to.
I know, like the word
things.
crunchy, like it has lots
Crunchy.
of crunch or lots of texture
Yeah.
or something. I'm like, it's a game.
Yeah.
I didn't know it had flavor, but we will get into it. So what we'll do is we have a podcast called Dice Jesters, and in the podcast, Dave goes into more in depth of how to play like San Juan and explains it to me. And with our YouTube videos, it's kind of like a teach the teacher type deal to how I'm a new gamer. So as a new gamer, this is how I learned it and how I'm teaching or repeating it back to Dave to see if I could do that. So we're going to do it my way, see how it goes. And if you have any further questions, just because maybe I'm just confusing, feel free to put them in the comments. Dave will be more than ecstatic to answer those questions.
Always ecstatic.
So let's get into San Juan.
Sounds good.
All right. So initial setup, you have these pieces here that is used for one. You use the trader card here, and you'll see as we play that the producers, right, they match these cards. So, for example, each person starts with an indigo card on their side. And the indigo card matches this color here, so that would designate how many cards you draw from the draw pile. In addition to that, so that is when you use the trader card, we have the builder. So the builder card is when you build a city or plant. So each person starts with 4 cards. So for example, we will just pretend that I am choosing the builder. I'll explain the meeples in just a moment. So let's say these are my 4 cards to build this one. Let's say I am the one that chooses the builder card. There is a privilege of being able to pay 1 card less. So if I wanted to use this indigo card, I technically would be able to lay this down for free. If I wanted to use this black market card, though, I would have to use a card to pay. So, with it being 2, I can use this card to pay, and paying it is just discarding it. So, just to reiterate that, the cards are not only going to be used as the buildings in the game, but they're also going to be used as monetary value for what it costs to lay down a card. This one, you'll have to discard 3 cards from your hand to lay that one down. This one you'll have to discard 4, and this one 2. But if you are the first person to lay down on the builder card, your privilege subtracts 1 cost to lay that down, making this 2 discard cards to lay down, 3, 1, and of course for free. Now we're moving on to the producer card. Boop. So for the producer card, the action is each player can produce 1 good. So that is for the other player that you are playing with. Since I put my meeple on that card, I gain the privilege. The privilege is to produce more than 1 good. Since I only have an indigo, I can only produce 1 good. If I had more than 1 of these, then I would put down 2 because I get 1 additional for being the individual to use that action first. Where I got this card is simply from the pile, so that is why San Juan gives you all of these cards, because you use these for multiple different things. So I take what I produced and lay it on my card. Now let's discuss the trader. So the trader, the action for all players is each player can sell one good. The privilege for the player that activates this action is I can sell an additional good. So if I had 2 plants or any other item of that nature, I would then be able to sell both of my goods. But since I only have 1, I can sell 1. So this card goes into the discard pile. This is blue, so I would flip that one over, match blue, that's 1. So I would gain 1 additional card. Here's another example of what the producers look like. So this is a tobacco storage. And if I decided to play this later, I would need at least 3 cards to discard if I was not the sole player of the builder. I know this might sound a little confusing, but once we get through the playthrough, it will all make a lot more sense. Okay, so let's pretend to activate the counselor. The counselor is slightly more confusing. So each player draws 2 cards and chooses 1 to keep. And then if you activated the privilege, you draw an additional 3 cards for a total of 5 cards. So I'll show you what that looks like. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cards. Oh, look, it's the harbor card. Sorry, just one of my favorites. Okay, so a little strategy I do is, obviously I wouldn't be showing Dave what I have. But even though you get to draw 5 cards, you can still only choose 1. So what I do is I look at the cards that I have in my hand, and if I have enough to purchase one of these later on during the builder phase, then I'll choose the one that I like the most. If I don't have enough and just need a card to waste, then I'll choose one that I don't mind wasting, just because in my personal mind, I feel like I don't want to waste a card I like. So the harbor cards are cards that I really personally like, because anytime you sell a good, you put one of those sold goods under here, and then it counts as a point later in the game, well, at the end of the game. So if I had 4 cards that I would be able to discard during a building phase, I would grab this one. I would grab this one either way, just because I would save my cards until I could afford it, but I would get that one. Let's say that I just wanted to discard something. Usually this one I grab if I just need something to discard to be able to afford to put a card down. But it's all up to you. And again, the prices of how many cards you would have to discard are located here. And if you're the person who activates the building initially, then you get that privilege of 1 less card. So that would be 2, 3, 3, 5, and 3. So that's just how you use the counselor card. I'm going to pretend to pick this one. So then all of these ones here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, this harbor goes into my hand. Bloop. And then these ones, of which I did not pick, go into the discard pile there. And then we have one final card to look at, and that is the Prospector card. So let's just pretend I'm activating that one. I personally love this one because to me this is the only one I feel that I could attack Dave with. And it's not really an attack, it's more so he doesn't get to do any action and I get to draw a card. So there you go. There's my, oh, that's my card. There it is. So it goes into my hand. So quick backstory on the meeples here. The governor is what designates player 1 or just the first player for that round. I personally just have issues remembering certain things, so even though we have this governor card, I tend to forget this whole back and forth thing, but usually that one I'm pretty decent at. The additional aspect that can somewhat be forgotten is when these cards, because technically these are put in a row, so they're put side by side and across, and then you kind of like take it from the other person, like, oh, we're using the trader and this and that. But I slightly feel that using meeples is an easier way to track them, and the reason for this is because it visualizes who picked who, And depending on who the starting player of that round is, they will use 2. So then you would see 2 yellow meeples and 1. So then you know, oh, okay, so it was Julie went first. If you saw 2 blues, it would be, oh, Dave went first. And then this way, we never forget to put the card back or forget to take the card, because there has been a few times when Dave took the builder or I took the builder, and I assume that the builder may still have been there. So for that aspect, we just decided to do it this way. But you don't have to play it this way. This is just how we play it. Hopefully it's a fun house rule that you enjoy and maybe try out. So to pick player 1, we took our secondary meeple and put it into this bag. The way San Juan in the rule books say to pick player 1 is just to pick one, so we just decided to do something creative. Alright, Dave. You get to pick.
No peeking.
No peeking, no cheating.
Here we
Unless
go.
it's yours, then you can cheat and get a yellow.
Oh, start.
Okay.
You are the governor.
I am the governor. Here you go.
Congratulations.
So here's the governor card, and that just means that I go first.
Which means that you start with 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I start with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we will discard down to 4.
Okay. I have my 4.
I have my 4 as well.
Alright, so then that makes it my turn, and then I will choose to activate something. So I am going to activate the builder card. Reiterating real quick so we're both on the same page. The builder card allows both of us to build a building. The privilege is I get to pay 1 less card. So, just for an example, I have my cards, and I'm going to play this. Since I played the building, I only have to pay 2 cards.
I'm building the sugar mill, and that will cost me 2.
Which leaves me down with 1 card. And now Dave gets to go.
I'm going to produce. So I get to produce. We both get to produce 1, but I get an additional since I chose the producer. So
I'm going to produce my higher yielding card because blue tends to be 1, it's rarely 2, and the brown one is usually, the tobacco is usually higher yielding. Okay, and then I'm going to do the prospector just because I don't want you to have more cards than me. Okay, so then here's the governor.
Yep. And I am going to trade. So we'll flip over the market tile. And so I will discard these 2, trade these 2 goods for 1 plus 1, so I get 2.
Alright, and you got to do that because you activated this,
Yep.
giving you the privilege of 1 more.
Correct.
This one is a higher color because it's designated per level, but it still yields 1. Still yields 1.
There you go.
Okay. I'm going to build, and I'm going to make the tower. The tower allows me to have 12 cards.
Oh, of course.
You're like, I already know what you're setting up
Yes, I can already see it coming. I think I'm going to. I'm just going to produce.
for. Okay.
And then you get to produce 1.
Thank you, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Governor.
Governor. I need cards, so I'm going to use the prospector.
Perfect. I'm going to trade again, so we flip over the top market tile. And then I'll trade these 2 for 2.
And then just a little show of what the market tile looks like. So here's tier 1, and then the darker the shade, or just the different shades in general, go higher.
Perfect.
And I get to discard that, and I get 2 cards.
Right.
Okay. Going to produce. I get to produce 2. because I activated the producer.
And I produced one.
Very nice. There you go, Governor.
No, thank you. Nice accent.
I just sneeze. Oh, yes.
Building a harbor. So that will cost me 3 since I chose the builder.
Okay. I will not be building. I
Oh,
can't afford to build.
that hurts.
It does. It's painful.
Bless you, by the way.
Thanks. I'll produce. I'm
Let's
allergic
see.
to losing. No. So I get to draw 3, 1, 2, and 3.
Wait, you chose the produce. You mean to choose the trader?
Oh yeah, thank you.
It's okay.
Thank you,
That's what I'm
thank
here
you.
for. And you flipped over a tile, right?
Yeah, I did. See, that's why it's good that we use the meeples, because
Yeah.
then you can see what I'm using instead of me just taking it.
Oh, and since I have the harbor, that sold good goes underneath.
Oh,
Each one of
wow.
those is worth 1 point at the
Yeah.
end of the game.
Oh, I know. I know what the harbor does.
So I get to draw 2.
Okay. I'm gonna produce.
Produce 1. There we go.
Oh wait, right, you're the governor?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My bad. Then I don't produce. There you go. So then you get to go again. You don't get to produce either.
Ah, okay. Well, you know, just for you, I will choose produce.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I like how you like just for you, even though you get to produce too. Okay, there we
There
go.
we go.
That's like a nice thing about this game is that it's pretty easy to fix the mistake.
Yeah, it is.
Don't pass me the governor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Remind owners of the office. Oh, I didn't realize that the governor's supposed to remind one another of the office buildings, banks, and chapels.
Oh, it's your responsibility.
Huh.
Always like if you forget, it's on you.
I know, that's what I always said. I'm like, ooh, you forgot. That's not my fault. It's not my fault at all.
I want you to look me in the eye and remind me that I'm supposed to get all these points.
You want me to look you in the eye and remind you. If you don't remember, then that is not my fault. Okay, so let's see. The board is empty. I get to be the first person to choose from it. Huh. Can I afford to build anything? Yeah. Yeah, I can afford to build something. Yeah.
Alright,
I think that's what I'm gonna do then.
go for it.
Take this. Activate the builder.
Well, I can't afford it, you think.
Ooh, that must be rough. So I am going to build this one because it's higher yielding.
Nice.
And I only need to spend 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Alright. It's time to trade again. Trade these 2 for 2 cards, but of course forgot to tuck it underneath the harbor. You're supposed to remind, isn't that your job as
What?
the governor to remind me
No,
of my points?
none of those points. No. That's not right.
We're gonna hold a new election.
You can also do election. That's rough. That is really rough. I get to. Oh, yes. Okay. And I'm the governor, so I'm going to do the prospector.
Nice.
Boom. You get no cards.
None cards for you.
Yes. Then take
Or for me, I guess.
these. You can have the governor then.
Thank you.
So that means you get to go first.
I'm gonna kick it off with building.
Ah! I wasn't ready to build, dude.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna build tobacco storage for 2.
Okay, well, you know what? Since I couldn't do anything, I'm gonna do prospector just so you can't do something, so I can feel better about myself.
Yes. And I'll produce my 2.
I'm gonna produce on this one because it's the tends to be the higher yielding.
Silver is nice.
Yeah, silver is nice.
Very nice. Here you go.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome, Julie.
So I was just wondering,
Yeah.
why did you think I would like this game?
I thought you'd like it because I don't know. It seems like you were really good at card games, but also strategy. I knew that you would be able to play this game and find ways that cards work together and some of the long-term strategies to execute on.
Okay.
I just thought you wrap your head around it really well. So you built. I can't afford anything.
What? You can't afford anything?
That's the
Huh.
thing.
I wonder how that feels.
Oh, so you have 5 cards out. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do some trading.
Okay.
I'm gonna trade these 2 for 4. One will go under my harbor. One, 2, 3, 4.
Very nice. I'm gonna trade. So this gets to go.
Oh, you got a harbor too?
I did. I just got one last round.
I got it.
And then this is a higher yielding card, which is 3. 1, 2, 3.
Alright.
Oh yeah, it's my turn.
So good.
I was so excited.
Just enjoying the music that's going on.
Yeah, and I usually don't get the silver, so I was excited.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I also thought that you would like the roll tile selection of getting to choose one and then you get a benefit the other person doesn't.
Oh
So
yeah, I do like that.
figure out the timing of choose the best one for me now, but the one that will deny you. You use the word attack me, but it's like denying me. You deny me something.
Yeah, there has been times when I have noticed that you can produce,
Yeah.
have had something on all of your places, so that I
Yeah.
would use the producing card because knowing that you couldn't produce any more cards. So I was just the sole producer at that time.
You were.
I was.
So Julie, as the governor, I have to check. Do you have more than 7 cards in your hand?
No, I
Good.
don't.
Okay.
I have 4.
Do you have a bank, a chapel?
No.
A bank or a chapel? No, you're good.
No.
Okay. I don't either, in case you were wondering.
You're the governor. We clearly voted you in for a reason.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Much appreciated. So I'm going to build a carpenter. This one lets me draw an additional card after I build a city building. So that's always fun.
Very nice.
But it doesn't apply to this card itself. I've looked that up before.
Let's
So
see.
discard.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4,
Cost me
5.
2.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm good. I'm good.
Cool.
I am going to trade. So then I can trade 2 because I earned the privilege. Oh, what is that? What? I get 3. And 1 gets to go under my harbor because the harbor allows you to put one of your sold goods under there.
I sold for my tobacco storage. It's 1. Thank you, Julie.
Yeah, of course. I did it for you.
Thank you. Just gonna produce.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
There you are.
Thank you. So, Dave, I'm going to be a good governor this time.
Okay.
So, do you have any office buildings, banks, or chapels that you need to put cards under?
I don't.
You don't. And how many cards do you have in your hand?
4. Are you just trying to make me feel bad about myself? Is that what's going on right now?
No, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I had more than 7, it would be a-okay because I have the tower card, and the tower
Wow.
card allows me to have 12 cards in my hand. So,
I'm just so happy for you.
I know.
You are prospering as governor.
It's good. Okay, we're gonna build. I'm gonna build this. One.
How do you?
two,
You end up with the best cards every time we play.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And I will build the archive. That lets me, when we do the counselor thing, I get
Yeah.
to discard cards from my hand in addition to those that were drawn. So it's a way to get rid of not so great cards.
The cards you don't want.
Yeah.
The way I get rid of cards is I just use them as discards. that I do.
Yeah. I also didn't want to fall behind in terms of the number of cards in front of me.
Oh yes, we're pretty even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Your
want to
turn?
say, yeah.
Yeah.
In the trade.
Oh, very nice.
And I get 3.
I'll let you draw first, because it was your turn. You get 2. And then it's my turn. So, since I have the library,
Yeah.
the library allows me to double my privilege. So I'm going to produce, and since I'm gained the privilege, I get to produce 1 additional, and then I get to double it. So all of my places get product.
Yep.
So there's the 2 for the normal producing, and then there's the extra 1 for the library card.
Yes. And just going back, I know I don't like doing this, but I was supposed to draw a card because I had the Attribution. So
yeah.
if it's okay with you,
How convenient.
I will draw my additional card now.
Okay, Dave. Okay. Are you done?
I'm done, yeah.
Done cheating?
Jesus.
Okay. Here you go, Governor.
Thank you. Let's do a hand limit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
4.
Do you have 12
I
or
do.
less? You're good.
I do have 12.
Excellent.
Excellent. Go, Dave.
Done. Okay.
You're trying to what?
Do my aqueduct. That cost me 2.
Ugh. Counts. One or 2 goods and reduce the building cost. Owner may discard cards. I don't like any of these. I guess I'm not building.
Alright.
I'll trade. So I'm gonna trade these 2. And I get 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bloop. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Your turn.
Alright. I am going to produce 2.
1. Okay.
Here you go.
Thank you. Okay. As a good governor, do you have any office buildings, banks, or chapels?
I still don't, yeah.
And how many cards do you have?
5.
That's unfortunate. Alright. Let's see. Council phase, discard. Builder phase, hero phase. Owner earns blah blah blah. Nope. Nope. What's this? Okay. I'll build the city, and the city gives me 1 additional victory point for every city that I have at the end of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have to spend 4 because the privilege is 1 less card, and I have the library, which allows me to double my privilege. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
I'm building the chapel, so that will
Oh my gosh.
apply to me the round. That cost me 3, but then I get to draw 1 since it's a city building.
Huh. Convenient.
So convenient. I'm going to trade. So that'll give me 3 cards. Let's see.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. I will trade mine for my silver smelter, so that's 3 additional cards. And for my final move, prospector.
Oh, of course, you can try your 2 cards.
I know I got 2 cards because the library. What is the ones I like? Is the library, the harbor. Oh,
The
whoops.
chapel, bank, and harbor.
3 of the harbor. I have put it under.
Ah.
I was like, oh,
How convenient.
How conveniently doing stuff now. Yes, I haven't gotten the bank. I didn't get the bank last round. I didn't get the bank this round.
That's painful.
It's quite painful, yes.
Beginning of the round, I will put something out of my chapel.
Okay, good for you.
Gives me 1 point at the end of the game for each of those.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to kick it off
Yes.
with. Sure. Let's produce, because I get to produce an additional good, so I can fill all these up.
I'll produce on my highest card because I can only produce one item. And then I will choose Prospect.
Of course.
Of course, I'm trying to get, you know, some decent ones.
And then I'm going to trade. This one can be here. And I'll trade this one too, so it gives me 4.
I'm gonna trade this one for 1. Okay, if you want to pass for the governor card.
Of course.
Thank you. Take your blue people off. And how many cards you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. However, Julie, I
Yeah.
forgot to remind me of my chapel, because
What?
you do that before you count your cards.
Okay, well, there you go, Dave.
It's not 7.
Wow, good.
Within my limitations.
I'm proud.
And this whole stack will flip over since I'm confusing them all.
Okay.
There we go.
I am going to produce 1 and 2.
I also get to produce 2 because I have this one.
I have a special card, huh?
Aqueduct, yeah.
Huh, very nice. Very nice for you, Dave.
Thank you, Julie. I'm gonna build.
Okay.
Let's get a coffee roaster going.
Oh, I was gonna put down a coffee roaster.
Oh, we're the same?
Yeah, but you know,
Kinda
I
fun.
paid full price for my coffee roaster.
Sorry.
As you should. No, I'll trade.
No.
I'll have 2 trades then. Oh, oops. I just like to have these on order on my side of the color. So I know, but either way, I still get 3. 1 goes to my harbor.
I'll trade my indigo for 1. So exciting.
Oh, finally, jeez. You're like, I don't like whatever you
Yeah,
finally.
right here finally, I know I'm about to lose.
Here you go.
Thank you, Julie.
Of course,
And,
Dave.
sometimes it's tough to figure out which card to get rid of. I also don't like how many cards you have in your hand. Makes me a little scared. Also, that laugh makes me scared too. So we're gonna kick it off with the trade.
Okay.
Because I see you have one.
I have 1, yeah.
One good trade.
Yeah, I'm good to trade.
So 2. 1 goes to my harbor. Gives me 3. Cards back. Bloop.
Bloop. Bloop is
Two.
my catchphrase, David.
I'm gonna start.
You're gonna start
using it.
blooping?
Yeah.
Okay. I, Dave, as you probably expected, will be building.
Get out of here. No. Stop.
Yes.
Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3. Thank you for letting me burn through all my cards. However, I do get 1 card back. I
Okay,
threw it down the library, in case you're wondering.
that's fine. That's a good one to throw down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna produce because I get to produce 1 more. Plus, I have the library, so I get to produce on 4 goods.
I am happy for you, Dave. So
Thank you.
I get to produce 1 good.
Cool.
Sweet.
Sure, I'll throw this into the chapel. Why not?
How interesting. Can I have the governor, please?
There you go.
Thank you. I have a bank. 1,
Oh.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh no.
9. Ooh, I'm gonna wait.
When you get the tower and the bank, that's when I know it's
That's
over.
weird.
In the harbor, how do you?
Well, don't worry. I'm not gonna use the bank this round.
That's right, there's a
Yeah,
lot of
because
cards.
this is what you got. You have to have 12 for the game to end.
Yeah.
So I have at least 1 round left. How convenient.
I'm scared.
As you should. So I'm going to produce
Wow.
so that everything has a production on it.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Yes.
Let's do some trading. So I'm going to trade 2 here, so that's... Actually, I'll trade these 2, so that's 5. Take it back.
I'm going to trade my highest one for 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, I forgot I have the library, so I can trade
Oh
one more.
my
So
goodness.
trade that for 2 more.
Oh, good for you.
2.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then for maximum impact, okay.
Maximum impact.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, Governor.
Bring it home.
I'm gonna just put everything under the bank.
Oh my god, what? What? How many cards is that?
Don't worry about it.
Oh my. Oh.
So what
Maximum thing. That's what.
So what the bank card does is, in the beginning of one round, once per game, you can take the cards that were in your hand. So as you can see, there's all the cards that were in my hand, and I can put any number I want under that. Since I'm me, I pair it with the tower card, and the tower card allows you to hold 12 cards in your hand, so then I get up to 12, and then I do certain moves to get more than 12, because I have to start the next round with 12 or less, but I have to start the next round with 0, because I put them in the bank.
That laugh seriously terrifies me.
It terrifies you?
That's when I know I'm gonna lose.
Oh. Well, you don't know that. You have more cards than me. So you still have
It's
a good
okay.
chance.
We're still
Yeah,
having
it's fine.
fun. Just here to have a good time, you know?
If you have to tell yourself you have to have a good time.
We're just here to have fun.
We're just playing.
We're just playing, yeah.
Right. It's just
Not
a game.
keeping score.
It's your turn,
Keeping
Dave.
score. Yeah.
It's your turn,
Yeah, it is. Well, Julie, I'm gonna do for the first time. Have we used the calculator yet?
No.
Counselor? I call it
It's
calculator.
because I don't like using the counselor.
Well,
Yeah, you can use it.
I can double my, so I can draw 8. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to quick shuffle these. So I gotta draw 3 more.
Shuffle.
Because like there's so many different ways the cards get thrown around. Like you don't have to shuffle all the cards like an insane amount. Because half the cards we haven't even looked at.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Right, Dave, did you just slip a card into the top? Like, don't worry about it.
Slip a card at the top. David, what are you doing? Slipping cards. I feel like I saw a card I wanted and poof, on top.
Please, come. Alright. So I get to draw 1, 2, 3 more. You get to draw 2 and keep 1.
Yes.
However, I can also discard cards from my hand. So at the end of this, I'm going to end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, no matter how I go about it. But
I have 1. I get 1 card.
oh yes, this is the card I want.
Oh, you picked a card that quick?
Yep.
Oh.
I knew what I was looking for.
Oh, you knew what you were looking for.
Yeah, of course. That's why I chose the counselor.
Oh. Okay. Well, going to trade. So I get to trade all 3 of my cards.
Excellent.
So that is 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 1 goes to my harbor. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And then I traded an indigo, and then I can draw 1. And then I'm going to build.
Naturally.
Build silver smelter. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 4. No, I tried. Sorry, it's actually 3 for me because it's 4 for the privilege, and then I have the library.
I know.
So yeah,
I know.
it's hard to remember some of this sometimes.
It is. It's a lot.
Cool.
All right, this may be the final round, Dave. Do you have anything that you have to do at the beginning of the round? Okay, very good. Look at that. Look at me being a team player. Okay, your turn.
I'm gonna produce. Do 4 since I have the aqueduct and the library.
Alright. I'm going to build.
No.
Oh, can you not build?
Yeah, you can build.
No.
But how many cards do you have? You have 10 in front of you, and I have 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you build this round, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Well, I can't afford anything in my hand anyway.
Well, that's unfortunate. I wonder how that feels.
Just slightly. It hurts.
Alright.
It's on the inside.
So I only have to use one card. Okay. There you go.
I'm gonna trade.
Naturally.
Oh, beginning of round stuff. I'm not, just in case I don't have enough cards for what I want to do. So, trade.
Okay, trade away, Dave.
Alright. Did I flip over this file?
No.
Okay.
At least I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna trade my silver. One.
Okay.
I knew you were gonna say that you forgot. As soon. That's my turn.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to build. And we're gonna do this one, and that's gonna cost me 3.
I'm building the guild hall for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I get to
And then, what do you mean you get to?
just draw a card. I think it might be a tiebreaker at the end of the game or something. I can't remember.
You think we need a tiebreaker? Look
Probably
at my
not.
bank.
Yeah, your
No,
bank.
okay. You have your chapel going on, you got your harbor, so.
Who knows?
Okay, let's count up our scores, Dave.
Let's do it.
Now that we both have reached 12 cards, that is when the game ends and you do all of the scoring. And this is how you score. It's actually pretty easy. So this number at the bottom is designated to how many points you get. If it's a mystery, it is just because those are additional points that you earn at the end. So, game end. We will count up my score and we'll get Dave's score at the end. So this is 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's just, I'm just adding them all together. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, skip this one for now, 23, 24. So then I usually just keep that to the side because these two get counted for all of those individual points that you have been storing throughout the game. So we'll count the harbor first. For the harbor, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 additional cards from it. And then from the bank, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 additional cards. So then we add those to my existing points. So I am at 48 now, and we do the final scoring here, which is 1 additional victory point for each city building, and the city buildings are anything that you can't produce on. So, for example, these are what you would produce on, so those would not count, but you do count the final card as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 additional points. My final score, Dave, was 54.
Really?
Yes.
It's actually not as far apart as I thought it would be.
Oh.
I was 50.
Oh!
You still won.
Spooked with him.
Did I scare you?
Yeah, your score scared.
My score scared me. Why do you think you won?
Okay, so
You're really good at this game.
I think I may have won because I tend to gather the cards that allow you to put cards underneath. So the bank, the ships,
The harbor?
the harbor, and then I think there's one more, the chapel.
The chapel, yeah.
Yep. And that is what I do. I really, what's it called? Base my strategy to go off of those.
Right.
and more towards the end. Oh, and I always get the tower. So I always try to get the tower so I can have more than 7 cards because I always have issues gathering cards to afford my cities or my production buildings. So I will get those cards more than 7. You know, I don't know. Alright, let me re-explain. I will get the tower so I can have more than 7 cards so that I am never without cards so that I can always afford what I am trying to purchase. And then I will have the harbor, the chapel, and the bank to then put extra cards under there.
Yeah.
And I will always try to get the library so that I will always do more than one turn. There we go.
You're really good at finding those cards too. Every game, like you can pull that off somehow.
I spent some time I didn't get the harbor, and I was like, you took them out of the deck, and you told me that you didn't. So.
The tower is good too because there's a card in there that limits your hand size to 6, or your opponent's hand size to 6, unless you have the tower. So there was a point in that game where I actually got that card and I was going to play it, and then I realized, oh, she has the tower. So.
Yep.
How many cards were underneath was it the bank that you put under at the beginning of the round?
The bank, to maximize that card, what I do is I make sure that I have the tower.
Yeah.
I make sure that I go into the next round with at least like 10, 11, 12 cards, because you are allowed to keep 12 if you have the tower. And then when I go into it, I make sure to pick like things like Trader or the Prospector to then get even more cards.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of the round, I'm like, it's cool, waste all of them.
Yeah.
Because it's better to have that than to purchase a card that will only give you, I think it's like 1 to 3 points, because that's all 12 points plus some.
Yeah.
So.
I like that it lets you with those beginning of the game or beginning of the round cards too. Then it lets you do that before you check your hand limit. So
exactly.
Which is
that's why I maximize it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was extreme. But we're only 4 points off. I usually go for. I love the production buildings because that's a way to get cards, and then find like 1 or 2 6-cost buildings to hopefully get some points. I just like to try to win. That's what I like to try to do. It's gotten harder over our plays just to win this game.
Because I'm starting to get games. I'm starting to like understand the process of games.
You're a challenge to play against, that's for sure.
Oh, thanks. You're just gonna suck up to me so that you know, I don't beat you in our next game.
Maybe we'll see.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well, speaking of our next game, we'll be playing Targi next time around. So be sure to join us. That's all we have for this episode. My name is Dave.
And my name is Julie.
And be sure to join us again next time. And like she said, to check out our podcast. We are Dice Jesters. You can find us on various streaming platforms. Feel free to reach out to us as well on Instagram, as well as you can email us at thedicejesters@gmail.com. And until next time, play all the games with the ones you love.